Can you guess yet? Well, I'm 44.5. I once flew a plane. I love walking around the coasts. Sometimes grow a beard, can't light fire by my hands alone, and have a terrible haircut. I am an HR practitioner and author. I've developed a course that gives you the tools, processes, insight and tips to run all of the high-performance work practices together. I'm studying for a PhD. I do believe there are very clear links between actions and outcomes, and high-performance work practices, being bundles of HR, are essentially completely responsible for your business outcomes. I live on this boat, where I chase sunsets. Little difficult where mostly you go north and south, but you do occasionally get some stunning views and beautiful locations to enjoy them from. I do love making things. Now, as a child, I collected bar towels for some reason, and I found them when my dad wanted to throw them out of the attic with all my other crap. And I sewed them all together, and I have a drinking gown. Because smokers have jackets, why can't drinkers have something? It's the talk of the towpath. My mum, however, is an expert quilter. So for Christmas this year, I made a patchwork quilt. Nicole the Mermaid is one of my greatest creations. No Lego instructions here, but she's still there. This was a lot of fun to make. The pieces were sculpted out of a combination of plasticine and then Fimo, baked and then painted with a latex resin so that would create a mould, and then poured resin in there to make the piece. The chessboard, however, required some of the most fine and precise painting I've ever done, and will never do again. All of the stuff I make is from odds and ends, I find. I converted a harmonium, a piano cum church organ, into my writing desk. And not being skilled enough to make a ship in a bottle, a sunken ship in a bottle, and a submerged submarine were the extent of my talents. Yes, it's partner in crime, really, and as we can see, she's prepared for everything. When I was 21, I sold ice cream in Kansas City, Topeka, and it was an amazing experience. I ate too much ice cream, and have been put off ever since. Occasionally, and 10 years ago, I used to DJ. Still got the collection. Had a whale of a time. And it was after one of those silly old weekends that flatmate and I decided to go on a bike ride and got the train out somewhere and started cycling. Having looked at an atlas, it turns out that the 2 inches across from train station A to B were 30 miles, and they were up and down the Peak District. But I did find myself. Many years ago, we were in the first Red Bull Rapids tournament. Extremely stupid way to spend an afternoon. We made a homemade raft and we were let loose on the Nottingham Whitewater Olympic course. We came fourth somehow. What's even more surprising is that none of us drowned. One of my best projects, my most successful projects, involved a family member dying in the war, and I traced the relatives of the members of his crew. And as a part of the story, the Dutch town took it so to heart that they put a monument on the site of the crash. I was also given a sculpture that some of the kids collected and whose uncle had fashioned into a sculpture, made from the wreckage and fragments of my great-uncle's Lancaster bomber. What amazed and saddened me was that the lady who'd collected and kept it for 73 years wanted me to have it, and the day after she gave it to me, she died. And I can't believe for 1 minute that she was waiting to give me the sculpture, but it was just one of the incredible moments of that story where my hair stood on end on my neck, and words genuinely failed me. Now, I am in this photograph, and another person in this photograph is a direct descendant of Guy Fawkes. Not telling who, though. Sport has been traded for an evening class of Krav Maga. Not quite Jason Bourne, but I'd let you have the first lesson for free. Many years ago, I built a dance art and music studio with a different flatmate, and the idea grew and grew and grew. And eventually we had a 6,000 square foot warehouse that we converted into 8 dance studios, photograph studio, cafe, art gallery, stage, and 26 rehearsal rooms for bands. And we had thousands of people coming through the doors, enjoying dance, art and music classes every day of the week. And at one point in that story, I found a young boy busking on the street in Manchester, and I gave him a scholarship. He won Britain's Got Talent. Not to get too deep and meaningful, but there is always light at the end of the tunnel. What I think we should remember sometimes is that the light is daylight, and by night it's dark. Be patient when the times are difficult. Light will always get through. As it says, thanks for watching. You've been great. Please join the conversation. If you'd like to get in touch, please follow the links. If you've enjoyed it, leave a comment.